interesting times. Today's stories. The Iglesia ni Cristo's Aid to Humanity touches lives in Micronesia. Aid to Humanity benefits several food banks in Canada. Restored street lamps light up the entrance to the Los Angeles Museum of Art. A parade of classics at the Mid-Florida Auto Show and Lake Mirror Concourse. Plus, Canada's I Am Joseph cast and crew share their journey to the EBMA Awards International 2018. Hello everyone, I'm Alan Basolyahe bringing you stories from around the globe, and this is Eagle News Washington DC Weekend Edition. The Iglesia ni Cristo's humanitarian works continue worldwide through the Aid to Humanity project. In Micronesia, lives are touched by the church's aid efforts. Margie Texan reports.
Pohnpei is a remote island in the South Pacific, located northeast of Papua New Guinea. The group of islands surrounding Pohnpei is just one of the 4 states that make up the Federated States of Micronesia, or EBMA. The other 3 states are Yap, Chuuk, and Kushai. Each archipelago boasts its own rich and diverse natural environments, both on land and even more so underwater. This is why FSM is also a favorite tourist destination.
Like most remote islands in the Pacific, Pohnpei can also be vulnerable to calamities such as devastating typhoons, or as they call in the Southern Hemisphere, cyclones.
This is why members of the Iglesia ni Cristo in Pohnpei, together with the FYM Foundation, went above and beyond in helping their fellow citizens by taking part in the Global Church's Aid to Humanity. The outreach event, which took place at the Colonia China Friendship Center, began with an evangelical mission hosted by Brother Virginio Ramilo II, a minister of the gospel who also supervises the congregations throughout the Western Pacific. After the gathering, church members guided their guests in receiving bags of relief goods donated by the church. Each bag contained 7 pounds of rice, assorted canned goods, and cup noodles. Those in attendance openly expressed their gratitude for the church's constant generosity here or in any parts of the world.
This evening, it was evident to the many locals here in Pohnpei Island, their eagerness, their excitement. They were able to listen and hear, most importantly, the words of our Almighty God. And this evening also, they have received some relief goods, something that they could use to be able to sustain their basic needs. And so they are so grateful. Many of our fellow men here in Pohnpei are so grateful to our executive minister, and they appreciate everything that the church administration has done for them.
Reporting from the island of Pohnpei in the Federated States of Micronesia, this is Margie Texan, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Margie. Meanwhile, in Canada, members of the Iglesia ni Cristo mobilized a nationwide food bank donation drive benefiting several food banks in the country. Here are the reports.
Today, the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation continues to extend help to the poor, especially to those affected by disasters and calamities. Its project, called Aid to Humanity, aims to assist government services by reaching out to shelters, centers, and community food banks. This weekend, through to the end of October, the FYM Foundation and the Church of Christ are handing food donations to communities in need.
Like all big cities, the government does its best to provide assistance and support to the populace's various economic issues. For example, the rising cost of housing units. Especially here in Canada's largest city, Toronto, where affordability has become more of a concern for more and more people, meaning non-for-profit organizations are playing more of a key role to not only reach out, but to help out. That's why today, members of the Church of Christ is doing its part to do more. Under the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation, they are reaching out to various food banks all over the city, such as Flemington Community, the Daily Bread, the North York Harvest, and here in Scarborough Center for Healthy Communities, where they're providing immediate relief by donating food to help those in need.
So we would be taking all of these items that you guys brought in today. They'll be going into our market space to help us serve more families than we normally do, and also being able to offer them more items than we could without those donations. So right now we estimate that we serve roughly 300 clients a week, and those are only the clients coming into the food bank. We estimate roughly 1,200 mouths that we actually feed within a week. Very, 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 very important to get donations from our community, because especially during the summertime, donations tend to drop a little bit. So when we have more donations coming in, we're able to provide more supports to our families.
Now, on behalf of the Church of Christ, Iglesia ni Cristo, under the leadership of our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, we happily donate these food so that may be of help to those who are in need in our community. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, the Felix Manalo Foundation, for donating this food to us. They have been a great help. In just this year, in the beginning of the year, in February, they have donated about 14,000 pounds of food, and today they donated about 3,000 pounds of food. So thank you so much.
Right. Thank you very much. May that help.
A month ago, 6 tornadoes struck the Ottawa and Gatineau areas, affecting thousands of residents. Homes were destroyed and many lost power and food. The Felix Y. Manalo Foundation continues its Aid for Humanity outreach program from Gatineau to Kinburn and Dunrobin, areas affected by the tornado. Today, the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation reaches out to the Ottawa Food Bank to deliver food donations and winter care packages.
So after the tornado, the Ottawa Food Bank had 11 food banks that lost all of their power, which means they lost all of their fresh food. So we immediately went into those communities providing food directly to those who had lost power and were out of their homes. Receiving donations such as the one that we're receiving from your organization will help replenish our shelves here now that we've sent out so much food. We just want to share our sincere thanks to your organization for such an incredible donation and such incredible support. I know that this isn't the first time you've done this for us, and we're just really grateful to receive this food today and know that it will go into the community immediately to help those who are most in need.
We are here in the western tip of Ontario, Canada, in the town of Leamington, where the FYM, or Felix Y. Manalo Foundation, has gathered and reached out their hands to many migrant workers, seasonal farmhands, and local residences to provide well-stocked winter care packages to show love, kindness, and their care to their fellow man, but all the more to show true Canadian hospitality.
And held our Lingap Pamamahayag, or Aid for Humanity Evangelical Mission in Leamington. And there were 61 people who benefited from it. And not only that they received care packages, they also listened to the words of God. And with God's help, 56 of them signed up for Bible study. To God be the glory on that. And
through the mercy of our Lord God, we were able to help those seasonal workers that happen to also work on farms, just like our brethren. They have come from far and wide, whether it be the Philippines, whether it be Mexico or even Cambodia, just to be with us this evening in the hope that they can meet their needs of their daily life. On behalf of 3 locales, we were able to prepare winter accessories, especially in preparation for the upcoming winter, which includes toques, mittens, and we also have given them a hand towel for work while they are in their farms. We also included toothbrushes, which is in accordance with their hygiene accessories, and canned goods, so that if ever, especially during the winter, they are not able to go out or they're not able to have time, whether it be they're working, they would be able to have food ready just in case.
In line with this, the FYM Foundation continues to show their love through donations of food to many food banks such as Project Share in Niagara, Knight's Table in Brampton, and Eden Food Bank in Mississauga.
So this food that we're receiving right now is going to benefit them. A lot of them right now are immigrants that are coming into the country. We have a lot of them coming in right now. To thank Church of Christ for this generous donation. I mean, it is a lot of food that you guys are giving to us. It'll benefit a lot of people, and it'll keep our supply plentiful and keep everybody happy.
In Niagara Falls, the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation reaches out to Project Share Services to extend their helping hand to families and residents who live below the poverty line. The Iglesia Ni Cristo, or the Church of Christ members, are heeding to the immediate needs of the community.
Members of the Church of Christ supported this 2-week food drive with thousands of boxes of food essentials and items like canned fish and meat, canned vegetables and fruits, cereals, dry pasta, legumes, peanut butter, rice, baby diapers and baby food, and formula donated. Reporting from the Aid to Humanity in Ontario, Canada, with Marco Zurito in Toronto, Ray Mangajas in Leamington, Ira Apuyan in Niagara, I am Sabir Mufti in Ottawa, 1 with 25.
Up next, restored street lamps light up the entrance to the Los Angeles Museum of Art. A parade of classics at the Mid-Florida Auto Show in Lake Mirror Concourse. Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition will return in a moment. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition. Dozens and dozens of restored street lamps light up the entrance to the Los Angeles Museum of Art. Named Reuben Light, this picture-perfect installation has become one of LA's most photographed sites. Ninita Manao with the details.
Tonight we're here at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, and behind me is the Reuben Light, which is a large-scale assemblage sculpture consisting of restored lamps from the 1920s and 1930s. The Reuben Light is composed of 202 authentic cast iron lamps, which mostly came from the neighborhoods of Southern California. With the popularity of this artwork, it has undoubtedly become one of the most well-known and most photographed places in the city of LA. Reporting from Los Angeles, California, this is Nanita, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Nanita. From a parade of street lamps, let's head over to Florida, where a parade of classic cars wows a crowd of fans. Eagle News correspondent Melissa Allen takes us to the Mid-Florida Auto Show in Lake Mirror Concourse.
Each year for nearly 2 decades, the Mid-Florida Auto Show in Lake Mirror Concourse attracts thousands of car collectors and hobbyists from across the South. Held along Lake Mirror and the streets of downtown Lakeland, this outdoor event showcases hundreds of special interest and collector cars of many varieties, including early classics from the early 1920s, racing cars, muscle cars of the 60s and 70s, DeLoreans, and even amphibious cars. Daryl Cole, owner of multiple classics, has participated in this event for 17 years in a row and showed us one of his award-winning cars.
Well, we're looking at a 1929 Packard 640 Phaeton. We bought the car back in '95. It took us 2.5 years to restore the car, so we started accumulating our awards for the car. in 97, 98. We've got our juniors and seniors and other high-end awards at other concourses through the year, so it's just been a lot of fun ever since we finished the car.
Many consider the Chevy Corvette to be the quintessential American sports car. We walked up the tiers of the promenade where Miami resident Eduardo Padron gave us a tour of his gold-certified vehicle.
Well, this is a 1968 Corvette. It's actually the first in the C3 series, which is the third generation Corvette. It was brand new, restyled for 1968, and it has a lot of one-year-only unique features that carried over from the 67 model year. Like, for example, the push-button door entry. That's a one-year-only. You don't see that going on 69, 70, 71. The ignition is still on the dash, as it was in 67. Moved to the steering column in 69. But you see it's there. So, and there's a whole bunch of other things with the car. It's the least adorned Corvette. There's no stingrays on the side or anything like that. As you can see, it's just very plain. Then the following year, all the badging started coming back in. So you only see badges on the gas cap and at the front of the hood.
The judging portion of the show showcases special featured cars on the red carpet. Tom Hall spoke about the history and features of the 1955 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing and the 1957 Mercedes 300 SL Roadster.
Mercedes wanted to show their dominance in performance driving and racing, and so they built a special car, and it was originally a gullwing style car. The reason that the car has a gullwing is because underneath this beautiful skin is a tubular frame structure that is literally part of the body and chassis at the same time. Four-wheel independent suspension. They put a straight six 300 engine in this car, but it's laying over at a 30-degree angle with a dry sump.
While most auto shows of this size and caliber charge admission, this one has remained free and open to the public for 19 years. Ford Haycock, one of the event's chairmen, described the show's solid history of success and its impact on the community of Lakeland.
It's a community effort, source of pride for all of us in Lakeland to be able to host this show. We have 40,000 about spectators annually, and it's you know, because it's not gated, financially it's not a moneymaker for anybody. It's a passion thing that you want to do for fun, and the community's really done a great job, you know, backing this event and making it successful. And you know, to pull 35 or 40,000 spectators, economically, we're told by our county that it's got about a $5 million economic impact annually.
The main portion of the show is set along the Francis Langford Promenade, which has been listed on the National Register of Historic Places since 1983. This scenic landmark, as well as other attractions in the city of Lakeland, are some of the reasons why this show has been so popular, even with non-residents.
It's a great show. I mean, the quality of the cars that you get to see here, the town of Lakeland itself is gorgeous. I mean, I look forward to this show, partly because of the show, but partly because of the town itself. And I always enjoy staying here, making a weekend out of it.
It's the venue is why we do the event here. You can't find a venue of this quality in too many places.
People are great there. The show's great. The awards are great. Location is great. So there's really nothing bad about Lakeland. Lakeland is just a great little city, and the Lake Mirror to have the concourse.
As you can see, whether you prefer classic cars or hot rods, European or domestic, there's something here for all auto enthusiasts. Signing off from Lakeland, Florida, I'm Melissa Allen, and always one with 25.
Thanks, Melissa. When we come back, Canada's I Am Joseph cast and crew share their journey to the EBMA Awards International 2018. Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition will return shortly. This is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition. I'm Alan Basoyahe. The cast and crew of multi-awarded film I Am Joseph share with Eagle News their journey to this year's Excellence in Visual Media Awards International. Celise Solano de Guzman reports.
Los Angeles, California is known all over the globe for the glamour of the TV and movie industry. Attractions such as the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Universal Studios, and the famous Hollywood sign is the stage today for the first international EBMA Awards in the West for In Cinema. For the first time in Cinema, Excellence in Visual Media Awards will be held here in the Microsoft Theater, Los Angeles, California. It's a music and theater event venue that can seat up to 7,100 people. Microsoft Theater holds one of the largest indoor stages in the United States and hosts multiple annual award shows such as the Emmys, Grammys, American Music Awards, and many others. This year, the District of Southwest California welcomes all the delegates who traveled from different parts of the world. Prior to this day, the organizers put together different activities for the delegates. The EBMA Awards International Experience here in Los Angeles gave them the chance to explore world-class museums and visit historically significant neighborhoods in Los Angeles. They had the opportunity to feel the California sunshine and all the excitement that comes with it. With 120 film entries from districts all around the world, the International EBMAs acknowledges the finalists from this year's In Cinema. As we can see, it's a red carpet filled with In Cinema delegates surrounded by members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo coming from different districts here in the United States and abroad.
My district is Southwest California. Hopefully that we win, and even if we don't win, we're still winners at our district.
The fact that we're already here, you're already a winner. Congratulations again.
Good luck to all entries and congratulations.
It's very exciting and overwhelming.
Be proud of your work. We know firsthand that you've spent a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice, and we know for sure that we will be inspired by every single film that is in this entry.
I was actually the ambassador for the delegates from Canada, and they were so great. They were so great. They were so happy. We were always cracking jokes and stuff like that. To see their success here in In Cinema at EBMA Awards, I feel like I'm part of the Canada delegation. So I'm very proud of the Canada delegation and all of that you have accomplished tonight.
For all of our brethren around the world, we wish to give a greeting to all and wish God's blessings upon all of us. For those in Canada too, our former district, we would also like to greet you and say hello.
This historic event is truly a milestone for members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo as it takes place here in Los Angeles, California. With a roster of short film productions, In Cinema aims to inspire members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo to hone their creative and artistic talents. Talents such as acting, script writing, directing, video editing, sound design, production design, among others. Just like all the other film entries, Candidate 2's film, I Am Joseph, shared with us their journey during the filming process.
So we're about to board, going to Chicago, then to LA. We'll see you there, EBMAs!
Just arrived in LA, waiting for baggage. It's not baggage. And the transportation to the hotel. See you there.
A lot of the brethren that helped in the In Cinema film 2018, I Am Joseph, came from brethren throughout, the different parts of our district, local congregations from Mississauga, in the Mississauga area, which is now their own district, and Canada 4. We have brethren as far as even going east in Scarborough, those helping out in Victoria.
There were even particular scenes wherein we allowed a certain local congregation to just join to be extras. And having said that po, this really increased the participation.
From seeing all the brethren come together, doing set design, wardrobe, hair and makeup, testing the shots and the sound, and seeing the story come to life through all the acting. It's such a wonderful experience to just enjoy the production process and to see all the members be edified in their faith in doing this production.
This film has helped me come out of my shell, to be more social and to think outside of the box. As a person, I'm quite shy, and becoming this new character who is outgoing, talkative, and more social, I was able to explore different aspects from this character.
The pre-production part, I really like it because of the creative process. You know, when you share ideas, when you collaborate with other brethren, when you challenge each other's ideas, and then seeing it come together.
Writing music for film is challenging. You're not just putting notes to a picture. You're trying to convey a theme, a feeling that supplements what you see on screen and what you're hearing on screen with the dialogue. And that was a really challenging thing. And I Am Joseph affected me in ways where I can improve upon that skill. I can try new things and, you know, make mistakes and know when I made mistakes and fix them. And it was really a good way to grow artistically and creatively, and I'm very grateful for having that chance to do so.
And these kind of ventures allow members of the Church of Christ to explore parts of themselves that they've never gotten a chance to explore or express. You know, acting, filmmaking, directing, writing, sound, editing, all of the things that are involved in a production is something that's not necessarily common in your, you know, twice a week worship service. You know, we're so used to being able to absorb information and learn and change and grow as Christians, but it allows us to creatively express, you know, God's teachings through the stories that we tell.
In Cinema is a project launched by the Eaglenews.PH administration to promote Christian values and to also create quality productions.
Every year, In Cinema receives more than 100 screenplay entries that are reviewed according to very specific criteria, including following a theme. This year, there were a total of 44 international film finalists, of which 9 came from the Philippines. After the regional competition, In Cinema concludes with an International Excellence in Visual Media Awards, an event that awards the winning film in each category.
We actually won the best sound effects and the best musical score, which is so awesome because it's actually a musical movie, the first of its kind. It's all about the highs and lows of life and how at the end of the day, life is always sweet because there's always something to be grateful for.
In Cinema 2018 indeed has been another successful year for members of the Iglesia ni Cristo around the world. For EBC's Special Feature Stories, I am Celeste Solano de Guzman, your Canada Bureau.
I Am Joseph bagged awards for Best Makeup and Costume Design, Best Production Design, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and third Best Film. Congratulations to all the winners of this year's EBMA International. That is today's Eagle News Washington, D.C. Weekend Edition. Join us again next week for stories from our bureaus across the nation and around the globe. Visit our websites at Eaglenews.PH and EagleNewsLive.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I'm Alan Basoyahe. I am one with 25.